Hey guys, happy Friday. We are officially at the end of our very first week of distance learning. I hope you guys have adjusted pretty well to this and are getting used to kind of the practices and procedures. Today we are going to begin our work on Vocabulary Unit 1. All right, so as I mentioned earlier in the week, vocabulary is a very critical part of reading comprehension. Okay, so new vocabulary acquisition, expanding our vocabularies. Not only that, getting to know the vocabulary that we do know, getting to know it on a very deep level, getting really familiar with the ins and outs of the word, the different nuances of the word, how the word can be used, shades of meaning. All of that is going to be kind of addressed as we focus on vocabulary and then incorporate our new vocabulary into our reading and into our writing. So I just want to spend a few minutes with you today going over not only the words for our very first vocab unit of the year, the words, and then also some procedural things. How exactly do you complete the work? All right, so let's get started. All right, so each unit will consist of 10 words. All right, so here are the words for vocab unit 1. What I would like you to do, I'm going to say each word out loud. I'm going to pronounce each word out loud, and I'm going to pause for a second or two. What I would like you to do is after I say the word, I would like you to pronounce the word out loud, just so we are all on the same page as to how these words are supposed to be pronounced correctly. All right, number 1 is belligerent. Please repeat it out loud. Belligerent. This word is an adjective. Number 2, decorum. Number 3, exacerbate. That's a verb. So notice under exacerbate, guys, I also give you a little notation. One of the things we're going to be focusing on quite a lot with our vocab study is word parts, prefixes, suffixes, and then Greek and Latin root words. So whenever you see a little notation under a vocab word, I'm giving you the prefix or the suffix or the root word in that word along with its definition in red. So in addition to kind of learning these words, remember, our goal is to get really familiar with these words, to familiarize ourselves with these words on a very deep level. And that includes word parts. The more word parts you know, the better able you are to break down and analyze words that you know, but also most importantly, words that you don't know, unfamiliar words that you've never seen before. If you recognize some of the word parts in those words, you will be better equipped to figure out what that word means. So number 3, the word is exacerbate, and I give you the notation that this word contains the prefix X, and the prefix X means out. And so if you know that, that's going to help you arrive at a correct definition of the word. Number 4, omnipotent. Okay, remember, please make sure you're repeating these words after me. It's an adjective. That word is omnipotent. So in this word, the prefix omni, O-M-N-I, the prefix omni means all. Number 5, perfunctory. It's an adjective. Number 6, quandary. That word is a noun. Number 7, recede. Make sure you're pronouncing them after me. This is a verb. And this word contains the prefix re. It's a very common prefix used in a lot of words that we use on a daily basis. The prefix re means back or again. Number 8 is relegate, and that is a verb. So keep in mind that the word relegate, just like the word recede, contains that prefix re. So keep that in mind. They share that prefix. Number 9, stringent. That word is an adjective. And finally, 10, the word is tenuous. It's an adjective. Please make sure you're repeating the words. And the word tenuous contains the Latin root ten, T-E-N, which means hold. So again, if you recognize these word parts, these roots and these prefixes that I've pointed out today, Any other time you see that particular word part in a word that you aren't so familiar with, as I said, knowing the meaning of the word parts is going to help you figure out the meanings of those words as a whole. All right, so these are our 10 words of focus for Unit 1. All right, let's go over a few things, a few pointers for how to complete not only vocab unit 1, but all subsequent vocab units that we do this year. Number 1, read the sentence that uses the vocabulary word very, very carefully and study the picture that accompanies it. That will make more sense in just a second. I'm going to show you a little snapshot of what I'm talking about. So that's step 1. Read the sentence that uses the vocabulary word. So you will have a sentence that uses the vocab word correctly in context. I want you to read that sentence very carefully and look at the picture that accompanies it. Think about what the word might mean based on the context in which it is used. That's step 1. Step 2, write your own definition of the word. So what do you think the word means based on the context of the sentence? So I want you to come up with your own original definition of the word. What does this word mean in your own words? Then I want you to write the actual definition of the word. And you have a few options here. You may use a dictionary for this step, you may use the internet for this step, or you may ask a parent for help with this step. But here's the thing. You must try to determine the meaning yourself before looking the word up. So you must write the definition in your own words before you actually go and look it up in a dictionary or the internet or ask a parent. It is so important that you're following the vocab steps in order. Okay, I don't want you to go straight to the dictionary. I don't want you to go straight to the internet and bypass that very important step of you trying to figure out what the word means on your own based on the context of the sentence. Finally, you're going to use the word in an original sentence that you write yourself. This is critical. Do not copy a sentence from another source. So a lot of times, if you look a word up in the dictionary definitions will also have the word used in a sentence. If you look the word up on the internet, like on dictionary.com, oftentimes the word is used in a sample sentence. Do not copy those sentences from those other sources. Guys, I will be able to tell the difference between a sentence that you write yourself and a sentence that you've copied from elsewhere. So please don't do it. If I see that you're doing it, then you might not receive credit for the work that you're doing. So please make sure that the sentence you're writing is an original sentence coming directly from your brain. All right, so here's an example. This is the first word of vocab unit 1. The word, remember, is belligerent. It is an adjective. So these are the steps. Remember, right up here, the very first thing you'll see is the sentence used correctly in a sentence. Or the word used correctly in a sentence. And here is the picture that accompanies that sentence over here on the right. So first things first, you read that sentence very, very carefully, think about the context of that sentence, and start to think about what that word might mean based on how it's used in that sentence. Step 2, you go right down here. What do you think the word means based on the context clue? So you write your own definition right there on the left. And then only after that is done, will you then go over here to the right and write the actual dictionary definition of the word. Finally, you're going to write your original sentence down here at the bottom box. You must include context clues to show your understanding of the word. All right, so write the absolute best sentence you can using the vocab word. All right, so after you complete that first section of the vocab unit, Section 2, the last thing you'll need to do is just a quick fill in the blank section. And on this slide, I have a little snippet of what that's going to look like. It's not the entire thing, but it's just a little piece to give you an idea. So you're going to have a short passage inside of which are several blanks. So you have a passage that is written. These sentences are written in context. Your job simply is to choose the vocabulary word that fits the context of the sentence, completes the sentence. All right, so that is section 2. It's pretty straightforward and self-explanatory. And so in order to complete your work for Vocab Unit 1, you need to complete both sections, Section 1 and then Section 2. One more thing before I sign off. At the very, very bottom right-hand corner, this is really cool. I think this will help a lot of you guys out a lot. In the very, very bottom right-hand corner of the vocabulary packet, you will find a QR code. Use the QR code and it takes you directly to Quizlet. And the Quizlet is specifically for these 10 words in Vocab Lesson 1. So this will allow you to practice and study the words independently while you're at home doing your distance learning. All right, guys, thank you so much. And remember, your job is to complete Vocabulary Unit 1, the packet for Vocabulary Unit 1, and you'll be turning that in via Schoology. All right, talk to you soon.